Our top focus, UN's Special Representative on Sexual Violence and Conflict informed the UN Security Council that there are reasonable grounds to believe that conflict-related sexual violence, including rape and gang rape, occurred on October 7th. Listen to this.
We found that there are reasonable grounds to believe that conflict-related sexual violence, including rape and gang rape, occurred in at least 3 locations, namely the Nova Music Festival site and its surroundings, Road 232, and Kibbutz Reim. In most of these incidents, victims were first subjected to rape, then killed.
UN's top official on sexual violence and conflict also said that her team found clear and convincing information that sexual violence has also been committed against hostages.
In terms of findings on sexual violence, we found clear and convincing information that sexual violence, including rape, sexualized torture, and cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment have been committed against hostages, and we have reasonable grounds to believe that such violence may still be ongoing against those in captivity.
The Patton's team visited Israel between January 29th and February 14th. Their mission was to gather, analyze and verify information on sexual violence linked to the October 7th attacks. However, Pramila Patton said these findings are not enough for hostilities to continue. She calls for a humanitarian ceasefire. The special representatives meet with the UNSC was requested by the UK, the US and France. Israel's Foreign Minister Israel Katz reiterated calls for the release of hostages as he accused the sexual crimes committed by Hamas worse than the terror attacks carried out by Al-Qaeda, ISIS and other terror organizations.
Hamas is not speaking on behalf of the Muslim world, and we are asking you to condemn the sexual violence crimes these barbarians committed in the name of the Muslim religion. I'm demanding from the Security Council of the United Nations to put as much pressure as possible on the Hamas organization to release immediately and unconditionally all kidnapped hostages.
Now, the UN meeting took place against the backdrop of rising hunger in Gaza. And as Muslims around the world are celebrating the holy month of Ramadan, Israel continues to block the crucial humanitarian aid to the besieged enclave. The United Nations has already warned about the risks of famine in the Gaza Strip.
And I repeat, as many of you have said, an immediate ceasefire. But Netanyahu's political survival requires for the onslaught to continue. And so here we are, 5 months later, with a genocide underway before the eyes of the world and with no end in sight.
For more on this, we earlier spoke to our correspondent Jody Cohen from Renana. Listen to this.
Yes, so a meeting was held about the UN report on Hamas's sexual violence on the 7th of October and against Israeli hostages. And the session was requested by the US, UK and France. Israeli Foreign Minister Katz criticised the UN for taking 5 months to acknowledge Hamas's rape. And this is despite numerous eyewitness, doctor and forensic accounts. He also criticised the UN Secretary General Guterres for not calling for the Security Council meeting himself, although UN envoy Pramila Patton rejected Israel's claim that Guterres was trying to suppress the report. But US Ambassador to the UN Thomas Greenfield criticised members of the Security Council who she said have been silent in the face of these atrocities, or worse, viewed them with suspicion and scepticism, which she said was unforgivable, and she called on Hamas to accept the 6-week ceasefire that's on the table, which she confirmed that Israel has accepted.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.